Oh, hi, I'm your neurofabulous friend, late diagnosed ADHD, and today I'm proving my bullet journal has lasted longer than my gym memberships and longer than my attempts at just using Google Calendar. And if you tried a dozen planners and none of them have stuck, this video is for you. By the end, you'll see why bullet journaling works for ADHD and autistic brains, and I'll show you exactly how I set mine up as someone with ADHD. So stick around because today I've also got a little free gift for you in the links below. Just grab the free AuDHD kind of friendly planner kit. It includes a whole bunch of visual supports, time blocking templates, and kind of a burnout recovery checklist. So before we dive in, hit the subscribe button and be part of my neuroglorious gang and grab yourself the freebie in the link below, like actually. So let's first talk about why bullet journaling works. Now, you would have seen in a previous video, bullet journaling was actually created by writer Knobel, who has ADHD. And ADHD and autism both bring executive function challenges, things like planning, remembering, starting tasks, switching between them. Executive function is basically the brain's control center, and for many of us with ADHD, that control center feels like it's running on Windows 95 with too many tabs open and the screen keeps freezing and there's music playing in a tab that you don't know where it is. Research shows that writing things down reduces cognitive load, and it's called cognitive offloading. In Barkley 2012 and Brown 2017, explain how external systems can act as a prosthetic brain. Instead of trying to hold all the things in your brain, like in a working memory, you just need to hold one. Check the notebook. Check the notebook. For autistic brains, predictability and structure make daily life really stressful. Visual supports like charts, schedules are proven to reduce that anxiety. Dettmer and colleagues showed that visual tools increase independence in autistic students, and some principles carry over into adulthood. So think about it. A bullet journal is basically an adult version of a visual schedule, but it's customizable. It adapts to how your brain works, and instead of forcing you into a rigid kind of template like Outlook, for example. For me, that flexibility is a game changer. I used to keep tasks kind of in like 5 different apps, or like one in Trello, one in Notes, reminders on my phone, half-written lists on sticky notes. And my brain kind of looked at all of that and was like, and treated like digital clutter, so you don't even see it anymore, so you end up avoiding it completely. But when I moved everything into like one location, like my bullet journal, something really shifted. Kind of the noise stops, you don't have to decide where to look, you just looked at the page in front of you, and suddenly that massive overwhelm kind of turns into more action. And that's why bullet journaling kind of works. It's not about being pretty or aesthetic, it's about giving your brain an anchor and a predictable place where kind of that chaos is turned into clarity.
Is it a plan? Is it a meltdown in bullet points? Who can say?
Now, if this makes sense to you, give this video a thumbs up, please. It tells YouTube that other neurodivergent people need to see this too, so that would be great. Now, here's how I set up my AuDHD-friendly journal. I want to kind of talk through it. And remember, this is what works for me, just to be clear. It's what works for me. You can take pieces of that and make them your own. And we're going to cover off first. We're going to cover off brain dumps. This is the backbone of my journal. When my head feels like it's got 20 tabs open, I grab my pen and I dump everything onto the page. Tasks, thoughts, ideas, random. Don't forget the washing machine notes. Once it's on the paper, it stops spinning in my head and it's externalized. And the science tells us that this matters. It frees up working memory. The second thing on my list is every new month, I set up one big overview page. This includes key dates, goals, my ongoing to-do list, kind of That to-do list, though, is my secret weapon. Instead of rewriting the same tasks every day, I keep one rolling to-do list for the entire month. And when I have a pocket of energy, I check the list and pick something off the list to get that done. And it stops me from staring at a blank page and thinking, what am I supposed to be doing again? You can see here running down one side of the page, we have got all the dates. I love that September starts on a Monday. I love that when that happens. Essentially what I do is this kind of master sheet tells me what days of the week we've got coming up. I've got a list for personal stuff. I've got a list for work stuff. I've got a list for the videos that I'm publishing. And then I've got kind of like a running notes list as well, just in case there's anything that I need to make a note of. And then obviously highlighting the weekends, because we've got 50% on, 50% off with my bonus kids. So just like to track which days they are with us, and especially coming up to the school holidays, it's really important to make sure I know exactly what's going on. So I try and put as much information as I can just on one page, and then as I remember things, I also add it to my massive to-do list on the front page. So for example, I'll remember, oh, I've got to do notes for something. I'll add it to my master to-do list, and then, you know, as I'm adding schedule things in and things that are due, it's easy for me to add them to that master list. So it's really important to make sure that we are tracking that throughout the month, and it makes it really helpful for my brain. Fourth is time blocking. And I don't use this one every day. I use it on really intense and stressful days when everything feels urgent or I know it's a very busy day. I usually map out my time in time blocks, and I'll show you how I do it in a second. But for like, this is kind of how I do it. And for now, just know it's one of the tools that I keep in my back pocket for those really, really, really busy days. Fifth is flexibility. ADHD brains crave novelty. So I let myself change things up. Some months my spreads are minimized or minimalistic. Other months I play with doodles and color themes, and that's actually part of why this works. Research on motivation shows that autonomy and variety increase follow through. And if you want to read that, that's DC and Ryan in 2000. So drop a comment below. What's one thing your current planner doesn't do for you? I would love to know. For ADHD folks like me, we juggle both chaos and structure. ADHD brings the chaos, autism brings the structure, and bullet journaling works for both. Journaling is also tied to emotional regulation. Smith, in 1998, how long ago was that, found that writing reduces stress and even improves well-being. So for me, I use quick reflections or quotes that I really like. It helps me process some of my emotions without processing. Is this going to be important in 5 weeks? Is this important in 5 months? Is this important in 5 years? Professional life, I manage risk and strategy. So I use my bullet journal to track any projects, any notes that are coming up that I need to make sure I've captured. It's analog scaffolding for digital chaos. So that way, like Trello pings aren't pinging me all the time, but a notebook, it helps me and it works. So if you're nodding along, please hit subscribe and join my Neuroglorious gang. Every Saturday, I post new ADHD-friendly tools and strategies.
Oh, what's following the page with my terrible handwriting?
Bullet journaling isn't just about pretty spreads. It's about building a system that works with you for your brain, not against it. So don't forget to download the freebie down below. It's in the links. Watch my next video. I release one every Saturday. We have an amazing playlist filled with ADHD-friendly stuff, pairs perfectly with today's topics. And thanks for hanging out with your neurofabulous friend today. I'll see you next Saturday.